The San Antonio Spurs are sitting at 42 wins and 16 losses, the second best record in the entire NBA, and they are doing it with a 22-year-old that LeBron James once called an alien. This is the story of how San Antonio went from one of the longest rebuilds in the league to one of its most terrifying rosters, and why every other team in this league has reason to be paying close attention right now. Here is what makes this genuinely unsettling for the rest of the league. The San Antonio Spurs are not just winning, they are winning by embarrassing margins against the best teams in the NBA, with a roster where the star player is 22 years old and the second Rookie of the Year on their bench is 21, 42 wins and 16 losses. They beat Oklahoma City, the #1 team in the league, at home this month. They blew out the Lakers by 28 points. They swept Dallas in back-to-back games on consecutive days, winning by double digits both times. They went on the road to Detroit, the best team in the Eastern Conference, and won that one too. This is not a team sneaking up on anybody anymore. This is a team that has looked at the best competition the NBA has to offer and handled it repeatedly without breaking a sweat. And that's what should scare every front office paying attention right now, because none of these players are even close to their peak yet. Victor Wembanyama is 22. Stephon Castle, the reigning Rookie of the Year, is 21. Harper, their 2025 lottery pick, is still a teenager. De'Aaron Fox is 27 and signed for 4 more years. The Spurs are not a veteran team cashing in on one last run. They are a young team still developing, still getting better every single month, and already the second best team in basketball. That combination, youth plus dominance plus depth, is exactly what keeps coaches and executives up at night. Before a single regular season game, LeBron James looked at Victor Wembanyama and called him an alien, and that description turned out to be more accurate than dramatic. 7 feet 4 inches tall, born in France on January 4, 2004, Wembanyama walked into the NBA and won Rookie of the Year in his first season, made his first All-Star game in his second, and is now, in year 3, averaging 24 points, 11.2 rebounds, and roughly 2.9 blocks per game. But here's the thing about this season that the numbers alone don't capture. Wembanyama almost didn't get here. Last season, a deep vein thrombosis diagnosis shut him down in February and sent him to hospitals for extended stretches over the summer. His own words on it were blunt. "Spending so much time in hospitals, around doctors, and hearing more bad news that I wish I hadn't heard. Of course, it is traumatic." And what he chose to do with the months that followed tells you everything about who he is. Wembanyama tracked down Kevin Garnett for mentorship, then traveled to Houston to train at Hakeem Olajuwon's ranch, the man who owns the NBA's all-time blocks record at 3,830. Olajuwon watched him work and offered this: "He can do whatever he wants on the floor. I don't see any ceiling. The sky is the ceiling." Olajuwon also stated his belief that Wembanyama is the only player alive with a realistic shot at breaking that record. Wembanyama came back from the summer with one line that said everything: "God knows I worked so fucking hard this summer." On October 23rd, the season opened against Dallas, and Wembanyama dropped over 30 points with over 10 rebounds, making him only the second player in Spurs history to do that in a season opener, the first being Tim Duncan in 2004. The alien was back, and this time he came back different. Great teams don't run on one player, and the Spurs have spent 2 years making sure of that. De'Aaron Fox arrived at last season's trade deadline and didn't leave, signing a 4-year extension that locks him in as Wembanyama's long-term partner in the backcourt. Fox puts up around 21 points and nearly 7 assists a night, playing the aggressive attacking style that opens up everything Wembanyama does on the other end. Stephon Castle won Rookie of the Year last season, averaging 14.7 points per game, and is now in year 2 as a starter on a contender, which means San Antonio holds the last 2 Rookie of the Year awards on the same roster at the same time. Devin Vassell added 16.3 points per game last season. Keldon Johnson gave them 12.7. Harrison Barnes contributed 12.3, and Jeremy Sochan put in 11.4. And the additions kept coming. Harper, taken second overall in the 2025 draft out of Rutgers, where he set the school's freshman scoring record, is adding minutes off the bench, with Carter Bryant coming in at pick 14. Luke Cornett signed specifically to back up Wembanyama and protect his minutes down the stretch. The depth on this roster is real. It's young and it's under contract. Numbers tell one story, but the wins and how they happened tell another one entirely. On February 5th, the Oklahoma City Thunder, the team currently sitting at number 1 in the entire league, came to San Antonio and left with a 116-106 loss. The next day, the Spurs went on the road to Dallas and won 135-123. And the day after that, Dallas came to San Antonio and lost again 138-125 back-to-back blowouts of the same franchise on consecutive days. And that's when the Los Angeles trip happened. February 11th, San Antonio walked into LA and beat the Lakers 136-108, with Wembanyama finishing 40 points and 12 rebounds in just 26 minutes of playing time. The Lakers had no workable answer, and the Spurs didn't need him for a full game to prove it. One night later, Golden State fell 126-113. February 22nd brought Sacramento to town, where Wembanyama put up 28 points, 15 rebounds, 6 assists, and 4 blocks in a 139-122 win. 2 days after that, the Spurs went on the road to Detroit, the team with the best record in the Eastern Conference, and won 114-103, with Wembanyama recording 21 points, 17 rebounds, and 6 blocks. Toronto fell on February 26th by a score of 110-107. None of this is a hot week. This is what San Antonio looks like on a standard February. Second best record in the NBA at 42-16, behind only Oklahoma City, the same team San Antonio beat at home this month. But the number that should actually concern the rest of the league isn't the win total. The number is 22, which is Wembanyama's age, and 21, which is Stephon Castle's, and 27, which is De'Aaron Fox's on a 4-year deal. Dylan Harper, their 2025 lottery pick, is still a teenager. This team is not at its ceiling, and the players driving it are locked in for years. San Antonio isn't renting this window. They built it, and they own it, and the city's own history shows exactly where this kind of foundation leads. The Spurs dynasty that ran from 1999 to 2014, 5 championships across 15 years, was built by drafting Tim Duncan, developing a system around him, and holding it all together with patience. The same front office, the same city, the same culture, and now a player that Hakeem Olajuwon describes as someone with no visible ceiling. The one honest caveat is that San Antonio has not yet won a playoff series in the Wembanyama era, and regular season dominance and playoff performance are 2 different tests. But the talent is genuine, the depth is real, and the trajectory only points one direction. A few years back, the Spurs were a franchise sitting outside the playoff picture for 6 straight seasons, watching their legendary coach walk away and waiting to see if one draft pick could change everything. That pick turned out to be a 22-year-old, 7'4" Frenchman who spent his recovery summer training at Hakeem Olajuwon's ranch, came back with something to prove, and is now leading the second-best team in the NBA. The Lakers lost by 28. Oklahoma City lost at home in San Antonio. Dallas got blown out twice in 2 days, and the core driving all of it, Wembanyama, Fox, Castle, Harper, is young, signed, and still developing. The rest of the league looked at San Antonio for 6 years and saw a rebuild. What's sitting at 42-16 right now is something else entirely. And if Wembanyama is only just getting started, what the NBA is watching isn't a team finding its footing. It's a dynasty still being built.